Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Goodcast Show. So today it's going to be about business. I'm talking to a very successful entrepreneur. He is the founder and managing director of Vidola Titans, a one-stop home solutions provider. Now, let's not waste any time because I love this topic. I would like to find out how he runs his business. He has a very illustrious career and now he's rocking the world with Vidola. So please welcome Mr. Vishnu Kanth. How are you, sir?
Thank you so much. That's so exciting to start. Introducing myself, I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you so much, Vinod.
Yeah, thank you
for this chance, and we discussed it about Vidola.
Yeah, I'm very grateful that you got in touch with me, and I read your profile and I did my research, and you are a very inspiring individual.
Nice.
So being a fan of business as well, I can't wait to get some answers, some insight into the world of app and all that. Now, but before we get into all that, one thing we share a lot of commonalities. You are from the estates.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so am I. We're estate boys. And you also were a teenager in Kuantan where I was born.
Yep.
You're driving a very nice car, which is hopefully my next one. Because I saw the car, I said, damn, man. Yeah, I love Lexus. I love it. This is my favorite. And, one thing about you is you come from the estates, as I said, you're a product of the TVET system. Okay. But now you're the founder of Vidola Titans. But before that, you were the vice president of Southeast Asia for Nippon BlueScope, which is a steel manufacturer. And then you went on to be the director of maintenance engineering of Mattel, which is a company, guess what, that manufactures the famous and iconic Hot Wheels cars. So to all of you all, the Hot Wheels cars were part of every kid's childhood. And also you traveled the world extensively. So I want to ask you, let's say that you're addressing a kid in a rural area who comes from humble beginnings. How does he end up where you're sitting, driving that Lexus?
It's a very powerful question. If I want to talk about the kids, and I personally, I want to become a lorry driver. But before the lorry driver, when my teacher at Standard 1, she asked me, what is your ambition? I didn't know much about this how the country formed. But I want to be the top of the world. And that time I asked my father, who is the top of the world, top of the country? Then he said, king or sultan. Then I told the teacher I want to become sultan. And the whole class laughed at me. And then I realized it's a very wrong answer. It doesn't work in this Malaysia, in this world. And then slowly I progressed in the studies, and I want to become a pilot, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, and I want to become a lawyer. I think these are the four career growth I didn't see, but my parents saw in me. And they want me to wear coat every time. And even one time I thought I want to become an insurance agent because I can carry a bag and the coat. But then I went I didn't do well in my SPM, to be honest. So when I say didn't do well, I have quite bahasa, not that good, but my maths was good. So I got a chance to study in Polytechnic. So while I study in Polytechnic, then I want to become a technician. In between that, lorry driver, because meet up with the wrong friends, and a lorry driver is cool work. You can travel everywhere and lepak wherever you want. So that's all I come and go in the journey, right? So after I worked, studied in Polytechnic for 2 years. Then I was a mechanical student and also TVET product of Malaysia. PolySAS 1998, 15th July. That was the day I entered Polytechnic, away from my family. And it was totally different world I entered. And to be honest, that time, the whole batch, none of my classmates or my batch is from Selangor. I'm the only Selangor, and I'm only the KL boy. Even though I'm from estate, I call myself KL boy. So proud to be there. Okay, throughout the journey, I finished my cert. Then I went and worked with a nearby house. There is a semiconductor line. So I worked for them for Isito. It's a very small company. Worked for there almost 6 months. Then after that, the product director was a Japanese guy. His name is Asabe. I call him Asabe-san. He said, Vishnu, you are very good. You go and study. Don't work. Then I think that gave me some encouragement to go and study. I did my diploma. I did my diploma in Polytechnic Polytechnic Port Dickson. After I finished my diploma, then I start to work. Then while I'm working in Motorola, where the biggest IC, integrated circuit makers in the world, Motorola at that time is year 2024. I'm talking about 22 years ago. Wow, time flies so fast. Where I met my wife. It was quite challenging journey though. I'm because of my wife is North Indian, I'm South Indian. The parents don't agree. They want somebody better. So because of that, I went and continued my studies to degree. I did my degree in Sunderland University, and then there was a space program. Jara Jauh, and I did my space program in UTM2. Space program. So I tried to cover the credit hours as soon as possible, but end up I finished my degree after 7 years. Very, very long. In that journey, I was working in Motorola. After finished my degree, I applied to become an engineer. To become an engineer is a very big thing for me that time because I just got my degree. Then working with Korean team, I went and learned Korean. I stay with them. I learned their technicality, how they troubleshoot things. And then almost after 4 years, the Korean been chased off from that company for some reason, from shareholder partnership, and the company closed down. So I was jobless for almost 3 months.
Okay.
And I gave my resume to almost, in that 3 months, almost 150 resumes I sent out.
Okay.
From north part of Selangor and south part of Selangor, which is Ipoh until Seremban. I passed all the resumes. And I called upon for 11 interviews. And I successful for 5 jobs. They hired me. They give me offer letter. All of them are white people. Matsali. I don't know what they saw at me. But the locals don't like me. I don't know why. Okay. So anyway, I got the job. And then that time my wife was pregnant, so I cannot travel. I got an opportunity to go to Germany. I didn't pursue that because my mom said, you have to take care of the kid. He's going to be first kid. So I worked in that one of the company called Blue Scope. That time is Blue Scope. After some time, it taken over by 50-50 by Nippon Steel. So then I was working there for almost 5 years. From an engineer and then become assistant project manager, then project manager, and become a construction manager, which is not relevant to me. Another white guy, 72 years old man, called me, you got a very bright future. I tell you what, you stay here, and he asked me to become a maintenance manager there after the project, and you can do that. And he left the site within 2 days because, I need to talk about him.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mark Gold is the man that told me one thing that he climbed Everest for 2 times, and he went to India from north to south and China from north to south just by the backpack. And
wow,
yeah, it's a big achievement. And he was talking about that. He told me, you can do that. I know you have something inside you. Just go and do the manager positions. And then somehow the next day after he left, the president called me. They called me, then asked me, Mark Gold asked you, make you as a manager. Can you become? I said, I can, but I don't know how. I just do it. Then I worked there as a maintenance manager almost 2 years. And that time a Japanese team came in as a Nippon Steel. They saw me, they met me, said, Vishnu, can you take care of Southeast Asia? I said, okay, fine, I can take care. I don't know how, but I just do it. The journey, a lot of challenges because I need to travel around the Southeast Asia country. I preach the maintenance philosophy. I love maintenance. And then one day I got a call from Mattel, which is the biggest toy makers in the world. And Malaysia is the biggest Hot Wheel makers in the world. And we make 1 million car a day. People didn't talk about that. And
1 million cars a day.
Yeah. So it's huge toy maker, and we proudly say we are car makers.
Sort of, yes, we are actually, technically.
Yeah. And Malaysians are doing it, right? So the plant is almost 5,000 people, and 400 people report to this maintenance and engineering. It's massive, which is I didn't see. So you can see the growth. I won't say growth. The size, the magnitude of things that happening to me is quite scary though. But I just don't give a damn, just do. Then it was a good journey. Worked with, and then I've been sent to China for take care of some of the plant and come back. And then remember that Japanese team that worked with me before, they called me back. Vishnu, please come back. You need to take care of Asia this time. So I went back to Nippon Steel to work with them, and during the COVID time, before the COVID, almost 1 year, I know what happened. Everybody know what happened. So that they bought a new plant in Malaysia. So they sent me for due diligence study, and I did the report and everything, and was so good. And end up I being planted over there for almost 2 years. So working with all these countries and people, every time I need to travel a lot to bring the technology or bring the technology from Malaysia to other countries. The journey, almost 8 to 9 years working in other countries, I saw the growth of the facilities, amenities, the engineering standard, the maintenance standard in neighbor countries too. And I got an opportunity to go to US, Australia, and some other countries, small country. I went there. I was amazed with their growth. But every time I come back, one good thing is I got always chance to fly by Malaysia Airlines. Then on the way back, every time the descending note, kepada warga negara Malaysia, selamat pulang ke tanah air. It's a goosebump moment for me.
Yeah, it is.
As a Malaysian, go around the world and come back and going to touch the lake on our ground. And before that, we've been invited in our own language. I call it mother tongue too, because my mother is a Malaysian. I'm a Malaysian. My mother tongue. So I came back then. But the journey from the airport back home is take about 1 hour. I always said, why that good thing happened in other countries never happened in my country? So one fine day I decided, and I talked to my wife, I think I need to do something about this. I cannot quiet and do work for other people. When I say other people, not Malaysians, outside world. And we go and preach about the maintenance standard, engineering to other people. How about us? Who going to do that? So I did connect it with some government bodies. And I think they didn't listen to me. But then I make a decision to start up a company. The company idea was we do. That was the initial state. Then when we went to SSM, they say we do cannot. You have to have something in the behind. I said, oh, why? Then I went back home, called my son, 2 kids, and my wife right on the board. I want to make we do, but I want to Malaysianize that we do. Then everybody put up. Then I put that call la at the behind. We do la. Kita boleh buat. Kita buat la. That's the idea we came up, and we convert that, the pronunciation of Vidula into Vidola.
Understand.
That's how the whole thing happened.
You know, before we get into the app, you mentioned something about how in your career you always did things but not knowing how to do them. Right? When you were when you asked to be a manager, you said, I don't know how, but you still jumped into the pool anyway. At this level, I mean, for me, even me, I mean, you've been a director, and also you've always worked with subordinates and all that. How important is having that trait, and how do you nurture that strength? That not strength, but how do you nurture that courage to say that despite I don't know how to do this, I'm just going to jump in and I'm going to learn swimming as I'm in the pool. How do you do that?
Because of my grandfather, he was a strong man. But unfortunately, the day I born, he was so happy and he too happy, and he get panic attack and become paralyzed. So when I remember what I saw him on the wheelchair. But you see, even though he's on wheelchair, he's a ketua kampung that people walk by in front of him, still respect him. the respect that he earned, then I was always like to disturb him and talk about him, but he won't say anything. But my grandmother told me many story about him. That the Independence Day, he is one of the person who carried the umbrella for Tunku Abdul Rahman when Tunku Abdul Rahman when do the announcement of Merdeka. Yeah,
oh,
he
wow.
one of the person. He came to Kuala Selangor, and my grandfather is the one old.
My goodness. Okay.
Yeah. So I saw that path from nobody, and he became somebody that even can stand beside the Prime Minister, first Prime Minister. That gave me a very strong belief that you can do anything. Another one, the history, the mankind's history. Billions years ago, the human in this earth was only 250 people. And now we have 8 billion people. We evolved. We found all the technologies towards the good direction. So how does the evolve happen? The problems. So the problem is the one makes somebody better. So I, a person, love problems. What I always ask for, give me strength to face that problem. And I'm very sure the universe worked towards that to always give me the strength to face that. So therefore, I know quite very strong to believe that just do it and you will make it happen.
Okay. Fantastic. So now let's get into Vidola, which is very interested about that. So as you mentioned, the name is inspired by the phrase Vidola or Kami Buat, or which is very clever when I heard out. In fact, when I read about your company, I said, why is it called Vidola? Well, then when I saw the video, yeah, perfect. Now, for the benefit of everyone, what is Vidola?
Okay. Vidola, in 10 years, what going to be? From that, I work backward where am I and who we are now. Okay. I would like to explain that. There is no one-stop maintenance engineering conglomerate in the world. We have all the brand for hospital, medical, manufacturing, hotels, food industry, but there is no one conglomerate for the maintenance. Vidola going to be that in 10 years. Backward, how I should start it. I should start at home, how I want to do the maintenance. The easy way to do anything in the world, do it ourselves first. So I did all my maintenance work at home. Then I connect back this problem on 10 years, what I want to be and what I should do now. So we started a business to maintain the home. What is the tool to make that? What is the tool, a platform to connect that? It's the technology. What is the technology? It's application, apps everywhere, everybody using that. So app is the technology, and the mechanical part of it, the maintain the house. That's the whole idea. So Vidola is a e-maintenance platform with the cutting edge app developer for the past 1.5 years, and it's in the market now. So it's a beautiful app. It's like my baby. I can explain too detail into that. But what in the market now, only 10% of my idea, the idea of the Vidola. So in a nutshell, it's an app.
It's an app.
It's just an app, but it's very, very heavy app.
Okay.
He's very brilliant app. He's so much of a brain behind him. Then I didn't know about the app for maintenance. It's already existed in Malaysia 6 years ago. Then I go and did some research after that. Then I realized there is a big gap here, whereby those apps in the market, most of them failed.
Yeah, Kaudim all closed down.
Most of them failed. I don't want to say any brand. Most of them failed for many reasons. One of the main reasons are contractors. In Malaysia, there is called contractors. In any other countries, like even Thailand or in Singapore or obviously US, when you say contractors, they must be certified. They must have a paper. They must have a qualification. They must go through some tedious process. In Malaysia, we do not have. Anybody can call them contractor. Anybody can come enter the house. Anybody can do anything. That's what happened. So here is totally different.
Okay.
We bring back the standard. We bring back the quality, time, and trust in that app.
Now, the thing about Vidola is, as a home maintenance app at this moment, I mean, of course, you have future plans, but we'll get into that later. But currently, as a home maintenance app, your business model is a bit different from the current players out there, whereby in your platform and based on your website, is someone puts in a job and then the contractor can bid for the job, right? And then it's up to the customer to basically select whichever client that they want to go with. Why did you come out actually with this business model? And how in other ways does Vidola separate itself from the pack? Because currently in the market, yes, recently, unfortunately, Kaodim closed down, but I think they closed down also because of COVID. There was a time when they were during that time. But you have Grab that's in it as well. You have Recommend. There's another app that's in it as well. So how do you all separate yourself from the other players?
All other players using contractors. We are not using contractors. Our app only recognize human people, skillful people, and must be Malaysian. That's the first rule.
Okay.
And they have to go through a tedious assessment process. There's a lot of questions, a lot of hands-on work need to be done, interview session, pressure test them to build them. So almost 400 people applied for that, and we only have 25 Titans now. And we cannot call contractors because there is no right contractor. The terminology is very vague, very open. So I call them as a technical expert. So I call them as a technical expert, which we as Titan, and I have a reason for Titans as well. Titan as a Gergasi is a huge monster, is an influencer, and he's a strong person. So our Titans are the expert. The expert are the Titans.
Okay.
So that's how the difference between others and us.
Okay. So just to clarify then, so that means how does someone become a Titan?
We have a 3-door to apply.
Okay.
One is from the Google application form. Another one, we have our social media connected to our WhatsApp. And third one, through the app. Just download the app and the app will guide, the smart app will guide them how to apply for that. Just the IC and the details and the certification.
Okay.
TVETs or any engineering background, maintenance background, they can put up there. That information will go to background screening. We do a tedious background screening. Imagine we are sending a people to another people's house. A home is a secure, a safe place where humans should stay, live there. We cannot enter easily like how happening now. For me, it's like a temple, like a mosque, a home like that.
Yeah.
I also call that as a human body. So somebody enter that must have a permission, must have a certification.
Yeah.
So then they will go through the assessment process. Then only we will recognize them. That take about 7 days to 14 days.
Okay.
Because of some of the applications recently not comprehensive, so we will go to and fro to get more information for them.
Okay.
Because background screening is very important. We need to check where they studied for, what they studied for.
Correct.
Are they legit or not?
Because actually, I mean, as homeowners, that's the key thing. When we invite someone in, our safety must be always protected. Now, one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs like you who set up companies, startups and all that, one of the key hurdles is always fundraising to launch the idea. So how did you fundraise and what are your tips?
Oh, you shouldn't ask me this question because I didn't manage to raise any fund.
Okay.
When we start the app, right, for my point of view, that time, it's going to be simple. It's like how you renovate a house, or once you started, you love it and you keep build it. So the app idea was only 100,000 ringgit. But when I started and go into the detail, it just keep multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. There is a say, people not going to listen to you if you say you will win. People only going to listen to the winners. So I went to fundraising process. They laugh at me. The first thing they told me, there is already many players in the market. Why are you doing the same nonsense? That's one they said. But I cannot tell them all the cars not the same. We have a BMW, we have a Rolls Royce, we have a Myvi, we have all the cars are different. You have to pay based on the need. This app is different. They can't understand. So I decided to sell my properties.
Wow.
So I let go my 2 of my properties, my bank balance, and yes, there's no fundraising happening in my business yet. And of course, it's a very challenging part because what you believe is your belief. What others' point of view may be different.
Definitely.
So we cannot say they are wrong. We just need to prove this is a successful plan. That need to happen so that we need to work towards that. So I just ignore that fundraising and just proceed and go all out.
Fantastic. Such commitment. I love it. I love this story so far. It's fantastic. So now, after you have set up the app, what has the response been to the app? In terms of clients and people making bookings, how's it been?
Malaysians are beautiful people. I love Malaysians. Senyum selalu, good people. Okay, Malaysia boleh. All are good things about Malaysians. So when they know one Malaysian guy doing that, they support us. Of course, in the beginning, they need to understand who we are. So there's only way to communicate to them through the social media. So we went to the market through the social media and post about that, and many questions came in. The best part of it, keep learning. The app is keep evolving every 7 to 8 days. Means any feedback we come in, we improve. So the support was very good. We started the business 1.5 years ago, and our app on live 150 days. We have completed almost 140 orders.
Awesome.
And we have downloads, 2,500 downloads. It's a graph. Every day I need to look at the graph, how it's went, why it went, and every day I have to look at the app, how he's responding. My baby, how he's responding today. I need to check and balance on that part. So the support was awesome. The point is I need to make more marketing. I need to bring out the people. I need to shout out loud to the whole Malaysia this is happening. So I need funding for that.
Okay.
But now, so far, excellent support.
Okay. Now, speaking of marketing, being someone who's a marketing background, so I love this topic. One of the problems that app companies face from different sectors is customer acquisition. That is the most expensive thing. And a lot of companies fail because their customer acquisition is too high and they lose money. So how in Vidola now do you balance customer acquisition with operating costs and at the end of the day, profitability?
These all are happening. I'm a very situational analytical guy. So in the beginning, I didn't worry about that. I was just concerned about my idea. That idea, because I always, whenever there is a problem or a concern, I always stay back and go far and look at that 10-year plan. That is the plan. So what I need to do now, so I worked out towards that. So customer acquisition is a very challenging part. So I did investment on the marketing. In the initial stage, I want to build the app complete. But I realized it's not going to work. Then we started with the 5% of the idea, go to the market, test the market. And then there's a feedback coming in. And then we need to evolve in the app. And that evolvement, I need to tell to the market again. And it's a two-way communication. So customer acquisition, it's happened through the content marketing as well. I need to develop the app because the feedback is coming in. I need to quickly change because customer is the king here. So that part, I need to be balanced here. I shouldn't do too much into the app until it become a white elephant.
Yes.
But at the same time, I need to be very balanced person to listen to them and evolve towards the time pace. So these are two things I'm managing. Overhead costs, I have a very good people. Throughout that 23 years of journey, all of my team members, thanks to my wife, actually, she's here today, Miss Karishma. When I started to talk to her about that, and she said, "Go for it. You don't feel scared?" No. Why? I know you'll do it. That's the only answer she gave me. I was so happy. And the same thing went to my teammate, whoever worked with me in the previous companies. I called them back. Hey, I have a plan. Do you mind to join us? Be more than happy, boss. We want to come with you. So we have, if I want to share their name here as well. Mama Shake is from Terengganu, and Siti Hana from Kedah, and Kuberan from KL, and my wife, Karishma. Of course, I already mentioned about her name first.
You can mention her multiple times.
Yeah. And then Murali from Kappa, and Nathan from Klang. So these are the team members, part of this business. But I do have the people who worked with me and helping me as a part-timers, whereby as panels, we need to do the assessment, right? So those assessment done by the lecturers from Mara, thanks to Mara and Perkeso, and also one of the Etihad engineer, also part of the panel. So our standard on the test, the Titans, very high.
Wow.
That's why my conversion rate of applicant towards the successful Titan, only 5%. So imagine how tedious is that the process goes. It's very tough.
So how do you work with these contractors? I mean, with these Titans, are they independent contractors or are they part of the team? What is the arrangement between them and you?
I call them as a part of the team, but they are gig workers. The gig
workers,
market.
okay.
So I want to evolve the gig market. Whenever we call gig, I think people can read about this. Gig actually from America, when they started, they talk about, singer went to the...
gigs,
that's a gig started.
Yeah.
So whoever have their own talent, freelance, they just get paid for the hours and goes on. But unfortunately, the gig market word is changed to become a driver and rider. In America, if you look back the history, about 50 years ago, gigs are the maintenance guys. And people forget about that. So I want to bring back that e-maintenance to the gigs. So that's the plan now. So they are the gigs.
Now, this industry, I mean, even for me, based on my experience, these expertise that you provide on your platform, which is the home maintenance services you provide, are actually at a scarcity. They are scarce, especially when it comes to local operators. Because like for me, I've met people who are very, very successful who are plumbers, who are electricians, because this skill is dying in the sense that it's very, very hard to get local people to do it, right? A lot of the contractors now that I see coming over, their workers are foreign, but you have decided to stick with Malaysian, right? Which I love. I love that. So if to anybody who wants to join, what can they expect as an average income when they become a Titan?
Great question. It's a tough question too, because we haven't full-fledged into the market. But I can promise almost 4,000. 2,500 to 4,000. And we are currently also started not only the maintenance, we also go into the home inspection. So anybody got the new house or second house, they can inspect do the assessment by us. And what we are now providing at this point is only 4 main product. We have a 14 product like Jalo Gemilang, 14 lines. That's the idea. So, but we're starting with...
It's very, very patriotic.
No, I am. So first we start with electronic, aircon and plumbing. At this moment, we are giving that. And down the road, we are working on the roofing, walling, tiling, gate, mechanical structure. And there is another called... general, which is cleaning, painting, pest control, and so on. So we have a 14 product. So we are launching at the 4 product. So whoever interested on that, please come and see us. Because once we have a better, good Titans, I have a bigger plan. I have a better plan now, because sending to them market is like a fishing in the ocean. It's a lot of fish there. It's huge. Someday I get fish. Someday I don't get fish. Someday I get a big fish. But I'm looking at another program called JMB, Joint Management Board, like RA. It's easier for me to kolam ikan, I tangkap dekat sana. So that's the plan. So for that, I need to get the Titans.
Yeah.
But I also want to give them a future plan. These Titans are not hired for home maintenance at this stage. It's home maintenance. But my plan is revolutionize the maintenance into every industry. So that's the bigger picture. What we are doing is picking the right people currently for the future.
Now, in another challenge in this industry is that when you work with freelancers or people of the gig economy, companies that do home maintenance tend to risk the losing their clients to their gig workers, or in your case, the Titans, because as I'm sure you know that any company, the success is based on having a healthy pool of repeat clients, right? That's a success. So how do you mitigate this? That for example, you could lose a client to your own worker by simple exchange of phone numbers. How do you mitigate that?
This is a powerful question, because you are trying to straight away touching the right button. That's a very important question too. Why somehow the business failed? I call that it's a backdoor negotiation.
Yes, backdoor negotiation. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Yes, thank you. The whole evening I was like, what is the word?
And as a mechanical guy, I call it a leakage.
Yes.
So let me explain that as a mechanical engineer, a mechanical guy, how I'm going to prevent the water to leak from the pipe.
Yeah.
So you see, the pipe is the app. The medium, the water is the Titan. And I'm sending to the bucket of water, which is the customer. Do we going to have a leakage in the pipe? Nonsense if I say no, because pipe will leak. It is normal. Accept that as normal. But how are you going to prevent that or proactively control that? That's the way. Otherwise, we can build the water pipeline with the 3-bar, with the titanium. That's a proof non-leak. But we are wasting the money. Unless I'm sending my Titans to the bank. So I can do furthermore enhancement in the app. I can control by the radar. I can control by their sensors. I can control by the bank. I can do that. But I didn't know to do that because we need to check and balance on that leakage, right? So this is just a water. And what their income? 4,000. Yeah, fine. So to prove it, we have the audit system. Okay, as a guy from the structured organization, always audit is the best. What I learned, but actually it's not. It's just give you a 5 to 10% of the leakage by auditing water leak. But you cannot run around and check. But once you found the leakage has a penalty that every Titan need to bear the big amount of liquidity damage legally signed by them in the consent letter.
Okay.
So that's the catch point.
Oh.
Okay. So the second part, I'm revealing that because I'm being honest here.
No, but that's awesome because now that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think companies will also take that idea.
Please. The second point is how I protect the leakage is easy. First thing, the water must have good pH. Okay. You don't send a acidic water inside my pipe. The pipe going to corrode and it's going to leak. So I do the assessment first. And the water should have a proper temperature and pressure. Don't send me a 10-bar water and 50 degrees Celsius water into a Schedule 40 pipe. It doesn't take. So that's where the interview and assessment. We pressure test them. We make them temperature high. We see them. Who are they really? That's the second one. Third one. Whenever there's a blockage in the pipe, it's a backflow. That back pressure will cause a leakage. If the Titan never get the paid properly, that's a blockage. So what he will do? This organization not paying me.
I'll go and do my own.
I'm going to do my own. I will bypass it. So there's no blockage. What do? You get 100% of your amount. That's it. And the third one, don't put your pipe in so many multi branches. Because when you have one center line, you multi-branch, it's going to be back pressure too. In this, the app shouldn't have confusion movement. It must be flawless, easy, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I don't want to spend time in the app. I just want to give a solution. But the app must be fast enough. So the flow of water must be fast enough. So the app must be smart enough to cater that. So the app itself. The last one is check and balance, whereby the pipe, in the steel pipe, if you don't send a water is a killer for the steel, but make us live, for life. But the steel is the killer. So if the water never supply in the pipe will get corroded. What is the supply is the job. So the Titans can get continuously water, the production. So they're not going to look for another source of the income. So these are the pro and preventive action I'm taking. In saying that, I'm not saying that I can foolproof the water. Nonsense. I'm not going to say that. Come on. Because of this interview, I went for the haircut today, and I did beard, and I was thinking, the guy who's shaving my neck, I give my neck to him. I just trust him. How am I going to prove that he's not going to cut me?
You have been watching too many movies.
No, because this answers to all the questions that come back to me. And hey, how are we going to foolproof? Foolproof. End of this trust. Because the customer is looking at trust. Is it trustworthy platform? They will be into that. Yeah.
You know, when I hear you talking, firstly, I'm very proud of what you have achieved and your success and being an Indian and the way you have, where you've ended up. But one of the things that I've learned along the way in entrepreneurship is that, and this is just taking a bit of a side bender from what we are talking now, because you are so fascinating. So I just want to get to know you. I want to steal some knowledge now. I'm being very selfish. Now, while you're talking, in my mind, the face of the Farm Fresh founder comes to mind. Okay, a senior guy who was working as, if I'm not mistaken, he was also from a structured corporate world. And then he came out and set up Fundraising. Now they are public and he's enjoying his life, right? Same thing with you. I'm sure Vidola is going to be big soon, very big soon. And you also came from a structured background. Now you're doing this. And when you give that answer to the question, you're using a lot of terminology and methods from your working life. How important is it to start working first before jumping into entrepreneurship? Is that the more viable method, or is it just going out on your own and starting your own business?
When you walk, there's no ways. You just walk and you will find the road path. You'll bang some walls. You will find somebody to assist you to guide that. So I just believe in that. The walls and the path, as I mentioned, was the work that I have done. Why? Because when I started working, first they were going to look at me as I was working for a multinational company. But if I'm from Malaysia, there is a one level down when the way they look at me. Furthermore, with the dark skin, they have some uncomfortable level of the way they look at me. But once I open my mouth, they're going to listen to me.
You can charm anyone.
So in that sense, it's all about what's inside us. So we have confidence, we have knowledge, we have seen enough to give to the world, and I want to give to the world. So what make me seen enough was the 23 of experience. I don't think, who am I now without that? So because every people are different, and from my perspective, who am I today is because of that.
Okay, I understand. So now we basically go back to our usual programming from that question, but thank you. I was just having that question in my head. I wanted to ask you that. Now, let's go back to the app now. You have a list of services that you provide on your platform. Which are the services that are most sought after?
Sought after?
Sought after. That means which are the ones that are booked the most from your app?
You see, it's a Malaysian country. It depends on the country, right? So we have extreme weather. November, December, January, extreme rain. So we have a roof leak. So we have more order.
Yes.
And now we have a heat wave. We have a more order on the aircons. But always there is a plumbing problem. I don't know why. Because you name it, any house will have some leakage. Exactly what we're talking about, leakage. Yeah. So plumbing is one of the top. And then aircon, then electronic. We don't have, we got a lot of order from roof, but we never get the right roofing titans yet at this point. Because I'm from a structured background. Safety is number one for me. So working at height, it's compulsory to follow some procedures. I'm not sure in Malaysia how, because I'm seeing everybody can work on the height and then walk with the small A-frame scaffolding, which is, I hate it. I really hate it because it's not work. It doesn't work. It's not safe at all. Yeah. So I have a different level of standard that before I go into the roof, I'm looking at the proper portable scaffolding system, which is lightweight. So I need to bring that to the market, and then I want to put up that roofing work in the future.
Okay. Now, another thing about app business and the service type business that are similar to what you're doing is one of the issues I've seen, especially in investments that I've seen, is quickness. promptness in responding to either bookings or deliveries and all that. But you don't have that problem. Based on your Google reviews, a lot of the reviews are saying that you're quick, you respond fast, and the job gets done. How do you ensure that quickness, especially with a small team at the moment because you just started?
I need to go back a little bit on my personal experience. So when I become a maintenance manager in a company, so what happened, the maintenance budget was very low. And then, whenever you never spend in any maintenance, your body is a maintenance too. You need to spend some money to good food, good exercise. And go to the home and go to the maintenance world. So you need to spend some money. So the big bosses that time didn't spend some money. So when I become a maintenance manager, whole disaster happened. And eventually I went back to the president. I said, I can't run a plant like this. I need a right budget to operate this. Okay, fine. What do you need? The budget was one figure. And I asked for triple of it for the first 2 months.
Okay.
And then next 2 months, I make it double, and next 2 months I make it single, and then I make it average number, which is the original numbers. So I need to make that. How I make it, not only by using the budget, but also I always triggered, I always awakened. So the calling process was that time, you only can call the engineers after 12 hours, you cannot solve a problem. If the engineer cannot solve a problem, another next 12 hours, you need to call the boss of the maintenance, and then another 12 hours, you call the president. I change everything. Any problem, you look for me. That's all. I'm responsible for that. So what happened? Every 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I will have a call, morning. So I will answer the call. Sometime my wife, I have to wake up. I'll go to work 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And it's become a part of it. As I mentioned, in 6 months, I promised to become stable. Yes, it becomes stable. But I end up, I cannot sleep at 2 or 3 o'clock. I wake. I look for problem. Why they didn't call me? Why everything is fine? So I called them back. Is everything fine? Yeah, okay, boss, everything is fine. Oh, that's good. So I continuously do that. That practice until now. So that also been nurtured to my team. I discussed with the team. You need to be fast respond because the world is moving fast. You need to be immediately respond, regardless WhatsApp or call, get to them, understand them. So that's how we quickly respond. The response time is very, very important.
Yes.
And I even calculate our app timing. Eventually, when you register the app, download the app, to register the app took about 20 seconds for me. I calculate stopwatch. I told the team, no, I need 5 seconds. How to make it? Can you do this? It's happened. It's happened. So the time is fast. Time is money. Time is energy. Time is everything. We cannot beat that. So I always focus on that.
My goodness. You're really amazing, man. No, I again, let's detour a bit because another question popped in my head. You seem like a guy who works a lot, right? You say you're up in the morning and all that. How do you juggle family life with your work, and what do you do? I mean, in your app and all that.
Wonderful wife.
Wonderful wife.
That's the only answer.
That's the secret.
That's the secret.
Okay, perfect. She's been mentioned 10 times now. I think we should have a counter. In this
Please.
Okay, so another interesting thing about, which I had a question when I was doing my research about your app, is that you have gone for a variable pricing scheme, right? Unlike most other people in the market, they would have gone for a fixed price, right? You pay, but your pricing at the end of the day is dependent by the Titans, not you. Why did you choose this system? Because for you to do projections, for you to do financial planning, planning your cash flow, there is too much variability there. So why this method?
The gig market is work such. There is no fixed rate. If there is somebody fixing rate, it's appointing them. I'm not appointing them. I'm guiding them. So we give a guideline. We give the low range of the price, and we give the high range of the price. How does gig works? Today I might need 30 ringgit. Tomorrow I might need 60 ringgit. The next day, probably I need another 10 ringgit is enough. So it's a day-to-day activity and depends on that. So I create the range of the standard problems. Do you know that 1,876 problem in every home? We have the database. We calculate the problems. We measure the problem.
Wow.
And we convert it into the cost.
Man, the
And
amount of research you do is so amazing.
so we have a range.
Okay.
So, I mean, you look at it because, for example, aircon. How many brands of aircon?
Lot.
How many types of aircon? There are many types of aircon. How many types of pipe? So there is a lot of variation there. So when somebody log one price, they eating somebody's money. So must have a range, and the market like petrol, the whole globally is range, right? It's not a stick market.
Correct, yeah.
So we have to go with the market price and the person's perspective on that day how much we need. So we always put the low figure and the high figure.
So that means you limit the Titans, say this is the lowest you can go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you don't fall to price wall. It doesn't
Exactly.
It doesn't go that way. Okay.
You guys give the best price to the market, and of course I call that VCare fees, which is some people call that service charge, a platform charge. I call that VCare fee. So we have imposed on top of the cost that Titan. I need to be honest here.
Of course. You have to make money.
I need to make money. At the same time, I need to make sure the product and the service given perfectly that how we want. So therefore, we have a V service fees on top of the cost that Titan's already providing that. So we have a range on.
What is the percentage? Is it a percentage?
Yeah. At this moment, 15%, and we are looking at the market. How we looking at?
So that means if I'm
It's
a
a
Titan,
15 to 30% actually.
Okay, so if I'm a Titan, that means you don't take from me.
No.
You charge on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Unlike
Yeah.
the current apps that are out there.
Exactly. That's why it's a different car.
Different car.
A totally different car.
It's an amazing car. Yes. And I wish it all the best. Now, in terms of this app, and currently I'm assuming that it operates only in Klang Valley.
Yes.
So when are you going to take it national?
My projection with the funding that I'm looking at this moment, I have a very ambitious by complete by 2024 must go to Malaysia level with the Penang and then Johor and Perak and so on. Even I plan to. There are many queries came from Sabah and Sarawak because of the funding challenges. I need to spend very little amount to make it stable here and learn here more. Probably by June we will go to Penang, a national level by end of this year. That's my goal. And the next year, Sabah Sarawak complete, and the third year I want to go to either Vietnam or Indonesia. I want to cover the Southeast Asia by my first quarter of the 10 year, and then middle of the year I would need to cover the whole Asia and then the globally. There's a transition timing also I put in my my pipeline that from the home maintenance when I should transform into an industry maintenance. So it's also evolved together.
That's a large revenue stream.
It's a
Huge.
Yeah, it is big. It is big.
Are you hiring? You have any marketing positions? I would like to.
We are looking for that.
You came to the right place.
We should discuss further on that.
Yes. Now, I mean, I wanted to ask you about your future plans and all that, but you basically said that you have goals to bring it to Southeast Asia and all that. In terms of your growth currently of the app, what are the key challenges that you face growing within the Malaysian market?
You see, we have a 3.5 million undocumented migrants, aliens. 50% of them contractors now. So 1.5, about 1 million above contractors. And their price is way cheaper and definitely people are looking at that. But the quality of it, and after maths, that the incidents eventually happen in my house too, that one fine day, my son, we all in the hall at the ground floor, and suddenly we got a big sound from the top floor. I thought my boys are playing, I have two boys are playing football or what. Suddenly my elder son calling us, and we went up, the just whole bathroom ceiling collapsed on him. Thank God nothing happened to him. So people don't look at the aftermath when we look at the cheap price. So that is a big challenge now to educate the market that what you are paying for is not cheap. You are waiting for a catastrophic, a disaster to happen. Give your home to the right people or certified people to take care of it. Like how? If it's cheap, are we going to give to the cheapest doctor? No, we look for doctor.
The best doctor. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Price.
So that's a big challenge. First thing, the market. I always call these two that what is the difference between the maintenance and the doctor? The difference is easy, that the doctor can't shut down the system when he operate, and the maintenance can shut down the system when he maintain and operate. so I call the Titans as doctor too. Yeah. So the doctors are very important. They are very specific. It's going to be not as expensive. There is a market price here. Just follow that. Why you are looking for cheap? You see, you are tall, you are fat, you are dark, you are beautiful. There is no numbers. It's just emotionally, you are telling somebody your thought process. But when you talk about expensive, what is your guideline when somebody say expensive? I don't agree with that. Everything comes with a cost. And you need to understand the market have the market price. So you need to have that idea. What is the market price? Somebody come and tell that the other day was telling me, your account service is very expensive. Wait a minute. What is your account? No. Somebody told that person to told me. Then I asked, what is your account size? What is the horsepower? I'm not sure. Please do your homework below before talk to me. And what type of service you did? You did a chemical service or normal service? I don't know. So please talk to me if you have all the data. Otherwise, I'm going to get angry. So after that, he didn't call me.
I can imagine your staff at a meeting. Now, the thing is about home services, right? You provide a fixed number of services that are aircon, roof, and all this. It's available on your website. Are you looking to expand to other areas of the house, such as carpentry, home makeovers? Are you looking to bring those people into your platform as well? Because these are big ticket items.
The app is limitless.
Okay, yeah, fine.
We are looking at even just 2 days ago, we are work out some JV with some academy locally, and they have a laptop. They are IT students, and they have drone pilots. And why not?
Yeah, why not?
Even we can repair your laptop. We can service you, and if you want to do any drone system, we can do for you. I mean, app is a small thingy, but inside is huge. I call it a hub of building. So many rooms there. Just make use of the room.
Correct. I mean, when you talk about your plans of expansion, I love to hear it, because I'm a lover of business, and I love to hear expansion plans and taking over the world. No, that's our businessman's dream. But when you look at past examples like Kaudim, who expanded aggressively to 5 countries and all that, are you not concerned that maybe your growth may be too fast to carry the weight of it?
To be honest, I'm too slow.
Okay.
So the time frame I give is 10 years. Yeah. But the technology is not waiting for me. The technology goes faster than me. So if I go slow based on the speed of the technology, I will miss the boat. So I need to be in par with the technology and move forward with that. Okay. So again, here I put a range, the speed, but my speed, it's based on the technology growth. So I'm not telling me whether I'm not enough speed or fast.
So you're based on that. Okay.
Yeah. If the technology go fast, I have to go with that. Because the same 8 billion people, the same time we are talking, somebody else doing it.
Yes.
I always believe in that. So how fast we're going to take that in our hand or not?
And you said that you want to move into the industry, in industry maintenance, right? Which I'm excited about that, because that's going to be huge. How about businesses, small and medium companies? Are you looking at maintenance in offices, space, and all that?
Everything.
Everything. Okay. Now, one of the things that I see, of course, the market is. You have a very professional outlook the way you handle things. I feel when I talk to you now, I get that vibe. Whereas I feel that in the market is also saturated with a lot of middleman businesses. But you are more involved in the quality, the promptness, and the way it's done and handled. And no wonder all the good reviews on Google. But why should a customer pick you instead of the other options that they have?
Why they look for the good doctor and the bad doctor? Doctor, they feel the same, right?
Yeah.
But they know that going to this doctor, they will be alive or they will be recovered fast. The other doctor is just a doctor. We're not sure. The uncertainty is always there. So we give you everything, warranty, insurance. We give you time. We give you the platform. And we give you discount too.
Yeah,
so
okay.
why not?
Why not go with you?
Yeah.
Everything in one.
Yeah.
Now, I have to, I want to take a detour a bit to talk about you as an entrepreneur. I know I've done this multiple times on this, but, there was a speech by Tun Daim a long time back, an interview on TV. And he said that the secret to success is for a businessman is that he has to know where every penny is being spent. That's his statement. You seem like that. You're very meticulous in your approach and you're very research based and all that. What other qualities do you think at your level now is needed to make a successful business?
As an engineer, I always think inside the box, right? I have a calculation, I have numbers and so on. So much of a professional. But inside that is a cowboy. I do bypass things. I do magic by myself.
Yeah.
At the middle of the night, I've done that. So merge into the boat, and that is the important part. Yes, we can be very sensitive in all the matters, but we have to check and balance in everything because we are dealing with human here. So I also need to be listening to the people. At the same time, I'm developing the technology. So it must be balanced. And in the app, I call the 3 diamonds or crystal balls, which is the app itself and the customers and the titans. So I juggling in between these 3 crystal balls. I shouldn't give any priority high or low. All 3 are important for me. So anything fail, the whole business closed down. So I need to be careful. So therefore, I'm very, very sensitive. At the same time, I will do a cowboy work as well.
Before we started, you mentioned that you wanted to set up, your ultimate goal is the Vidola Corp, which is what your website is.
Yeah.
Can you give me a vision of that?
Okay. So what we have is Vidola Titans is for the home industry. And the corporation is huge thingy that I was thinking in the first place. Because I'm always look back to the 10 year, what I'm going to do at 10 year, what I should do now. So that's how I draw my line. And what I've done for 23 years should bring me here. So I connect back these 2 lines that the corporation is my ultimate goal. Under that corporation, Vidola Titan for the home. And there'll be some other names that I can't reveal that for other businesses with different set of goals, expertise that should come into the market.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned earlier that I think one of the things, like I mentioned to you, based on your social media, is that you're looking for titans. You're looking to grow your team.
Yeah.
What are some of the characteristics or what are some of the requirements that you're looking for so that people who watch this, perhaps who want to get onto your platform, can apply and become part of your team?
Yeah. First rule, be a Malaysian.
No foreigners allowed.
Two, TVET students, mechanical, electrical, civil, electronic, mechatronic, anything. And, but I don't forget about the previous people who didn't get chance to go into the TVET. So, SPM holder with 5 years working experience in the particular expertise, or the SRP or PMR student with a 10 years experience on the particular expertise. So we don't forget them. Why? Because I have a plan. You see, if I have a 14 Jalo Gemilan or 40 elements or 40 expertise, to sending a one house, I cannot send that 14 people. I need to send only few people to cater everything. So they must be multitasking. So I have a plan to bring them up, educate them, and give them a short course. From a mechanical guy, he can repair electrical thing, give him an electrical course. From electrical guy, you want to become an aircon, give him an aircon course. So he can multitasking. So I will have a small group of Titan with really, really powerful Titans.
Okay.
That's my plan.
With the unique thing about you is while everybody else is now looking at foreign workforce, you have decided to stick local. Of course, by your patriotism, I understand why. But are there any drawbacks in that in terms of finding the right people or finding the people when you need them?
Yeah, it is. It is because some of the Titans, they will apply and we will keep them a reminder. And the next day when we go for the assessment, they never turn up. There are some drawbacks that do happen. But we are dealing with human, right? everybody do mistake, and they can come and appeal to us and go for it. And also having Malaysian in Malaysia doing greater things. That's how I'm going to increase our GDP value. I want to increase our technicality of the people, grow them together with us. What is the growth being a driver and rider? That's nothing. So bring this our Malaysians, bring them as a technician, making them a maintenance. We have a project plan. We manage big projects. We are going into the industry. Bring them over, bring them up. That's how we need to grow the whole country. That's about whole Vidola's goal, actually.
Awesome, sir. Awesome. I wish you all the best and in your journey. And I hope I'll definitely try in any way I can to support your growth, and because I really like what you have said and your life circle. And of course, we are estate people, so we have to support each other. No one else will. So before we go, I always do this to my guests. That's your camera. That's your camera right there.
Okay. Aye.
So please tell your prospective customers, your prospecting clients, share your Vidola message and why they should come on and use your platform.
It's Vidola is already a name, a brand of a Malaysian that looking forward to conquer the whole world. And to do that, we need to start from the base. And the base is now. The time is now. I won't say to support Vidola, but what I would say, look back, look at your house, look at your problem. There might be something going wrong while you are looking at it. So there are unsolved mystery in our house, almost 40%. We don't know. So don't let the catastrophic happen. Take care of your family. And whenever you feel that you want to do something to improve your house or maintain your house, just think about us. We will help you. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. And hope I had you a good time. I was it's an honor to have you here. And I wish you all the success in the world. And I will definitely hopefully be there to see you, do well and Vidola become the global company that it is with the industry maintenance. That phrase is still stuck in my head because I'm thinking about the numbers. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you so much, Vidol.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you. So for the rest of you all watching, please support Vidola. I truly enjoyed my time speaking to Mr. Vishnu here. I think he's a great guy and I wish him the best. So if you guys got any home maintenance problems, you want it being fixed quickly, which I understand everybody wants their problems fixed yesterday, this is the guy to call. I won't share his number, but go to Vidola website and make your booking. And we'll be sharing the links on our video description, so you can just click on it and share your issue, and Mr. Vishnu will get it sorted. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.